I know what this is going to be. But I want to welcome everybody back to Bronze League Heroes. Okay, that was not the... Well, anyways. And in the bottom right of Odyssey, it is CS Citron... Oh, God. CS Citron... I'm going to figure that out. And in the top left, it is Hallucinate. Hallucinate. I'm sure I'll have fun with that one. We'll just say CS. That's the easiest one. Thank you, Spooky Drops. But we have a Terran versus Zerg match on Odyssey. And we're starting out with the gas first into, well, it does look like he's going to be walling in the correct location. On the other side, is this going to be a hatchery first? It is. Both these players seem to have a basic understanding of what you're supposed to be doing to start off the game. So we'll see. CS is... Now, he attempted... So, in a lot of players, you'll see, a lot of the higher level players, what they'll do, instead of building the barracks right at the wall, if they want to build an add-on, they'll leave a space between the add-on and the depot, so you can put another depot and still be walled off. So CS, he did his best. He's going that direction. Unfortunately, he botched it. But the idea was there, so you gotta appreciate that. On the other side, we have possibly the latest drone scout that anyone has drone scouted. He has enough minerals for a hatchery if that's the direction he wants to go. But it's gonna get there marginally quicker than any overlords, at the very least. He's gonna realize his opponent does indeed have a barracks. Oh, what? Okay. Well, now, casuals would just wall the top of the ramp, alright? That's what casuals would do. But, the wall just got 3 depots thicker, says CS, as just... We'll get there. And that drone finding out how committed CS is to this activity. And, oh! He blocks him. Your visa has been revoked, motherfucker. We don't want to have any radical predator drones in our base. We don't like your kind around here. And he will be cut down. Alright. Hallucinate has 600 minerals in the bank. The Reaper is now in the main. It will take a breather, check over the plan, and then possibly at some point even attack. An expansion is on the way for CS. He's got an engineering bay as well. Of course, why wouldn't he? The Reaper finds its footing. I don't actually think it walks at all. It just kind of hovers. That would be so cool. Why don't just fly around with a fucking jetpack? I would love that. Doesn't seem very safe, but I'm sure they worked out all the kinks, right? Nothing bad could happen. Well. On the other side, plenty of money in the bank. We got 2 Cyclones on the way. CS opting for his command center. It's 76 to 68 APM. Both these players blazing at over 1 action every single second. The turrets are on the way. The TPM begins to raise. He will build the orbital, so no planetary at the second base. Disappointingly, out of CS. The drones arriving at the work site, but are gonna take a quick smoke break before they get going. You know how it is, standard. They're not getting paid enough. That's not a gold base, alright? They're not getting overtime. 2 Hellions will go out for potentially harass. We will see. Did he actually cancel and build Hellions? It looks like he did. So CS opting for that more harass-based build. That creep tumor getting absolutely shut down. Hellions doing some work here. I'm not sure if he's controlling them. It looks like he's found his footing as well. Yeah, 1,400 minerals and 100 gas for Hallucinate. No minerals and 800 gas for CS Citrones. Neither player looking to lay down a kill move on their opponent early on, or so it seems. Both of them was with fucking fuck words with money in the bank. +1 ranged attack, +1. Is it missile or range they call it? It's called missile attacks. I actually didn't remember that. And roach speed, so it looks like a roach-based timing may be coming out here, and there's really not that much to defend it. Just Hellions, a bunker, no siege tanks, no starport at all. This could be devastating. Of course, he would have to first make the roaches and then also, more importantly, attack with them. And I don't have that much confidence that that's going to be the case, but as I say it, he's moving out. 4 more roaches are on the way. Leo, reconstitution, roach speed. 3 widow mines, well, and a tech lab. As CS starting to slowly realize maybe these units just aren't gonna cut it. The Industrial Revolution continues as another factory is being built within the main. The Hellions try to run by. Unfortunately, they only find death. I don't believe... Are there any worker kills yet? He's killed 2 workers. The worker count, 37 to 41, so really no impact there. 2,500 minerals now for Hallucinate. 1,500 for CS. We'll have to see what these players are going to spend it on, if ever. Alright. The creep spread is continuing. You gotta respect a man who's committed to creeping, if you know what I mean. Unfortunately, he's not committed to a sound investment policy of actually spending your minerals. They do not gain interest over time. The only interest they gain is of people looking to be Twitch chat grandmasters and tell them how to play. That's about it. 3 command centers, so that's one way to get that money down. I gotta give them that. The 2cc 3 factory into 6cc transition, of course, one of the classics. On the other side, we have Hallucinate. He's got his infestation pit, +2 missile attacks and carapace. The exchanges so far have been light. The skirmishes have been inconsequential. But the double armory is on the way, not to be outdone in upgrades. Of course, I'm not entirely sure. Not only does he know what his opponent's upgrades are, but in fact, he might not even know you can click on your opponent's units and see their upgrades, but only after you enable enemy unit selection and gameplay settings. I hope I helped out at least one person there. We've got a Hydralis den on the way. Burrow. Pneumatized... is that how you say that? Pneumatized carapace? And Overlord speed. And 3,500 minerals, 500 gas. The 4 command centers have completed. As CS, the supply is surprisingly even. As the Hellions, let's go to the CS action cam here. This action cam brought to you by JP Morgan and Chase. We'll spend your money so you don't have to, because obviously you have no idea how. All right, we got the upgrades on the way. 4 orbitals. 4 orbitals on the way. A 3rd base, and we might see our very first planetary fortress. +1, +1, and +1 are all on the way. I'll let you take a guess as to which ones. And +2 is finishing on the other side.
Command center upgrade complete.
Why did I open that? 6 turrets on the way. 6 SCVs as well. The SCV count is now not that button. Oh my god. The TPM explodes. It's currently at... Well, we haven't yet reached 1, but we're getting there. Fuck. As a planetary fortress is about to grace the field, Hallucinate has lost one of his overlords. If only he couldn't afford 49 more, that would be a travesty. The gas is on the way. 8 more overlords. The roaches and ravagers, after spending some time napping underground, will unburrow and prepare to move to the third base and just kind of sit there. Oh, but the Hellions will be rebuffed by the roaches and ravagers. They do have 2/2 upgrades. Not that that matters very much when it's 50 supply against 5. Well, 10. 3 more command centers directly under the oversight of the overlords. So no shame. Absolutely no shame out of CS. Of course, he is a Terran player. Drilling Claws, Infernal Pre-Igniter. For the Blue Flame and the Widowmine Burrow Speed. He does have 4 Widowmines. You gotta protect them as best you can. A Hive is on the way on the other side, and Evolve Muscular Augments has almost completed for the Hydralisk speed, range, and HP. Alright, not only, the beauty of it is, if you research, if you get a Hydralisk Den, everybody has a Hydralisk Den. Nowadays, everyone has a Hydralisk Den in their home. Okay, but you can do better. You can do better. I'm going to tell you today, with Muscular Augments, you get +1 range for your Hydras. You get +1 range. Your Hydras can shoot further, they're more effective, and they're longer. Everybody wants to be longer, but wait. If you buy Muscular Augments right now, we will include not only the +1 range, but for absolutely free, we're gonna include Hydralisk speed. They not only will shoot longer, but they will move faster. But wait, there's more! Now, as of 2017, don't tell anybody about this, but limited time only, 2017, your Hydralisk with Muscular Augments get +10 HP. That's just for you. That's an exclusive deal. Get there, get a Hydralisk done. Everybody has one. And your Hydralisk, not only will they have the +1 range, not only will they have the speed, move faster, shoot longer, but +10 HP. They will literally be bigger, faster, better, and harder. And stronger. Call today. He goes to the planetary, the tank's on the high ground, and absolutely ripping through with those muscularly augmented Hydralisks. And CS will be losing 3 to 4 of his command centers, leaving him with the ripe old number of 4 and also 6 orbitals. So 10 command centers, unfortunately, are all that are left. The tanks will siege 4 in an interplanetary fortress at the front. 5 tanks are going to be unloading from their arc-light cannons. The Ravagers doing their best, but not doing well. What the fuck? Was my mouse? And it doesn't matter. The Widowmines making these Hydralisks and Ravagers mind what they're doing. I don't know about this. Well, he got that Widowmine. 5,900. 1,400 minerals in the bank. 3-3 on the way for Hallucinate. But he is not lost. The 4 planetary fortresses have completed. The third base. This third base is going to be a little bit different. This is going to be a tougher nut to crack. All right. For Mr. Hallucinate here. A bit tougher. So. The tank count continuing to raise. He has the +111 across the board. 8 SCVs being produced at a time. So that should refill his count quite effectively. This base has been taken. No planetary yet, as Hallucinate trying to put his money together. Unfortunately, he just hasn't mustered the forces, it looks like, to knock his opponent out of the game. The creep spread is quite reasonable. A gold base is being taken. When you think he just didn't have enough money. All right. Now, this is a statistic we may have never seen before. But the PPM, I'm not sure how many have gone down, but the planetaries per minute is now reaching approximately 0.3 to 0.4. I would hope we could get towards 1, but just having a non-negligible PPM is an indicator of where we are in this game. As the aggression, those couple minutes of action are now followed by many minutes of reconstruction. The sensor tower does come up. 7 more command centers. The CCPM is already off the charts. I'm not sure how many have been lost so far, but I think we're over 1 in that counter. We got 3 more on the left. We got 4 more on the right. We got 4 right down the center. A bunch of roaches and hydras. Unfortunately, these overlords are still here and have been here the entire time. So we'll have to see if these command centers are going to be allowed to finish. Fortunately, the 3 over on this side should be able to complete. +2 vehicle weapons and +2 mech armor are on the way. It's now 82 SCVs, which may be a bit on the high side. It looks like Hallucinate is gathering up for a strike. He's at 182 supply. Both these players have plenty of money, more money than the GDP of most third world countries in the bank. But will that be enough? He targets down the tank. The repair comes out. He does not have building armor. He does not have high-sec auto-tracking. 1 planetary is never enough. But I think he's learned his lesson. There's a fuck ton of tanks. The tank line runs deep. He's moving in. He's trying to minimize the tank damage, but instead, it doesn't go so well. As the lurkers will burrow, I'm not sure why. Will round 2 be more effective? 3 more planetary fortresses on the way, laying down the turrets. Oh god. Another tank, and another one. The Widow Mines will connect. Now, the units lost tab is within 16. Now, I can honestly tell you that surprises me heavily. But we are within 16 resources lost as of this exact moment. It may not seem like it, but somehow, some way, we're almost dead even. I don't know. The Swarm hosts, though, are the next wave. And he has plenty more waves where this came from. They will burrow. They do not need to burrow, remember, in order to fire. That is no longer a requirement, but they will burrow down so the Locust may fly. He targets 1 planetary. The splash damage of the tanks is not helping things. The SCVs are pulled, but there are 3 more planetaries where that came from. All right. He's kind of just sitting there waiting for the Swarm host to recharge. Let's go to the Hallucinate Action Cam, brought to you by Ambien, because we're not entirely sure whether either of these players are or are not sleepwalking. I'm just going to stare at him. All right, what do we do? Another round. Going for the tanks. That'll actually be pretty effective. Two tanks do go down as the swarm hosts continue to wreak havoc on the Terran base. There are 3 planetaries down here deterring this. Two Thors on the way, because if something definitely counters Roach Hydra and Swarm Host, it's Thors. Thank you, Migraine Boy.
Hey, 2 years.
This orbital. 0 SCVs, but 12 mules. The Lurker stutter step continues. The Swarm Hosts are going towards these southern planetaries. We'll land, get on top of it, and wipe it out. Still no building armor, right? No building armor, no high-sec auto tracking. The orbital will lift, but will it burn? 15. 10. He drops the mules for repair, and then will not repair in time. That orbital's dying breath, well, that dying moments were graced by the mules dropping and then refusing to provide aid. I'm sorry. You had the pre-existing condition of being burning. Unfortunately, we cannot treat you. The swarm hosts have recharged. Hallucinate is at 200 over 136. CS is continuing. To build up. He's got money in the bank. He doesn't have that much gas. So he can't really build any of these powerful units. The Swarm Host will reburrow. Once again, you do not need to burrow Swarm Host in order to activate the ability, but he does anyways. The Planetary will... Well, he could have repaired earlier, but instead he decided to hold a little bit of a drum circle there and then go to repair, which will cost him the Planetary. As Hallucinate slowly... I need to reiterate, underline, strike through, and bold that point slowly, but surely, is breaking through. He's got money in the bank. He's got the entire map besides these 3 to 4 bases. CS is mostly mined out, and he's now long-distance mining. The Swarm Hosts are going the other direction this time. Just droning on and on. I'm pretty sure this base is just about fully saturated with approximately a fuck ton of SCVs trying to mine from it. Despite the distance. The units lost, not as even as it was before. The Swarm Hosts are starting to pay off. 9 SCVs in production. He has 5 orbitals still to work with. He is mining from the gold. Well, he's not mining so much as has a Widow mine there. This Overseer, never going to oversee the light of day. This command center once again being shut down, but there are 5 Thors in production. Is this his saving? What? It seems that while I wasn't looking, while nobody was expecting it, CS went to McDonald's and he got himself every Big Mac that was there. He's got 2-2. He's maxed out. Thor is here. The Swarm Hosts are on the other side, and he's going to the heart of the swarm. He's gonna be dropping the hammer. He's trying to... now he's swinging back around. He isn't in high impact mode, not that that matters. The Swarm Hosts have not yet recharged. I'm not even sure, even that many Swarm Hosts The Thors just have a lot of armor. They're not going to do that much damage. It's all going to come down to the engagement. He has approximately 50,000 scans. If he uses them. Can he scan? Will he scan? The Swarm Host, the Locusts are coming out. What could be the deciding battle. The Locusts are going the wrong direction. Take your Adderall. Focus. As he's punching through, the hammer's being laid down. The Locusts trying to find direction in life. They will not find it here. CS losing a lot of Thors and losing a lot of the front line. But if he scans, now is the time. Will he figure out what's going on? He still has so many Thors here. It's 96 to 111 supply. Nope. Out of sight, out of mind. But unfortunately, the Swarm Host will unburrow in the most untimely possible timing. He might realize what's happening. The Thors are continuing to move forward. Nothing in production for either player. I take that back. Strike that. 2 Thors. He's going to You do not need to reburrow to activate your Locust. He will. The Locust will be outrun by the Thors. This is like a race against your mother and her mother. The Locusts are on the chase, but the Thors are on the attack. They will swoop. They might kill one. They won't even finish him. A base will go down. 14 Hydras and 14 Roaches in tandem in the production tab, but they're all spawning at like one single hatchery that's being punched through. The rally point is there. The Thors are slaughtering them as they are born. It's 160 supply of CS Citrones. Now with 86 APM in a dream, another round of Locusts come out. 1 Thor goes down, and that's about it. The scans continue to come out. He sees the base. Almost all these bases are mined out. 8 more Hellions coming across the map. As CS takes a moment to reflect on what he's done. 4 Lurkers on the way. We've seen problems with burrowed units before, but not like this. He's going up into it. Okay, he finally throws an unburrowed set of Locusts, but the Thors will run in the chase of the century. And they will, but the swoop comes out and the Lurker's on the high ground. Is there a scan? There, I mean, there is. He punches through. The Locust will time out and go down. CS still with 139 army supply. Only 19 SCVs at home. The Lurkers will be scanned, and this time it looks like they will be killed. 120 to 120 supply. Dangerously even. Of course, what else but 3 more command centers in the production tab as he expands to everywhere else on the map. 11,000 minerals in the bank for hallucinates. But what is he gonna build? Zerglings? 106 supply. Only 2 Thors remain. Well, besides these Thors, but 2 Thors in the front. The Lurker will finish it off. CS. Hallucinate now has no income, but fortunately he does have 11,000 minerals. But this will force CS into retreat. I take it back. Thors are dropping the hammer once again. They still have 2-2. But what do you even build? You're out of money. The drone count is at 16. If he loses every drone and every hatchery, I know we're still talking in hypotheticals, but if he loses every single drone and every single hatchery, no matter how many minerals you have, you cannot rebuild. But the Locusts come out. They should be able to rip these Thors away. Down they go. It looks like pretty much all of them. He's actually microing the... We got scans. Yeah, but... That scanning... You can't... It's not like cell phones in the 90s. You can't just give creep tumors cancer. That's redundant. That's not how it works. I don't know. But he does see that there are plenty of creep tumors, so at least he has that going for them. The Thor cheer. I don't know what happened to this Thor. He has 13 kills. He's at 120 out of 400 HP, and he's seen some shit. But who knows how this is gonna end? Another planetary falls. CS dropping in the income. Both these players have minerals in the bank, but the gas is severely lacking. How does this end? Finally mining gases, hallucinate, realizing this might be a good skill to have. He's mined out of the gases in his main and in his nat. Pretty much all of his 14 drones, except for the 2 in this gas geyser, make that 3, are idle. He's expanding to all the bases he didn't expand before, or did. Maybe a bit of overkill on those locusts, but he will kill several SCVs, and there are precious few left. As the army supply 67 to 89, but a lot of that is in swarm hosts, which, let's be honest, we have not seen the most ideal swarm host usage out of our Zerg player, but of course, we haven't seen the most ideal swarm host defense out of our Terran, so just flip a coin. A lot of Widow Mines, a lot of Hellbats, a single Thorin tank join the party. Even going back into Hellion mode. The Locusts pop. They swoop. It's a very dead SCV. Very dead depot. Very dead command center. As... Whoa! Blows being exchanged on either side, as CS now has several bases in the top right and at the top. The Hellions are poised to strike. The Venn diagram of scans is like the fucking self-checkout at Walmart. No one knows exactly how to do it. Please put the swarm host in the scanning area. But unfortunately, he's unable to find him, despite the fact that they popped the locust, like, right next to... They were right... Okay. The swarm hosts are still sharking around. There's gas in the bank. For the first time, we may see a very effective, ideal locust pop there. Will the orbital lift? Oh, that's a lot of damage. Those are +3 locusts. They do approximately a fuck ton of damage. There are still 4 Widow Mines. There is an Overseer. Can't quite see him. He might think he's hallucinating. As 3 more Hydralisks are assassinated. The Swarm Hosts are being chased down by the Hellions. But they do like 4 damage to the Swarm Hosts, so they're just waddling their way away. The chase... Another batch of Hellions! You know what doesn't counter Hellions? Zerglings, but he's got them anyways, and they're doing okay. He's on top of these. He's chasing the Swarm Host. Another incredible chase. This time featuring the Swarm Host themselves, but the Locusts pop. They will chase down the Hellions, but the Hellions will put the pedal to the metal and drive away, and then drive right back. In a head-on collision with the Locusts, most of the Hellions will go down. What a roller coaster. Alright, the Swarm Host going full, but the Widow Mines unleashing hell. 10 kills, 2 kills, 8 kills. The Overseer is there. The Lurkers will move forward. In range to finally kill these. I don't... As Hallucinate now at 89. There's still money. He can still... Hellions are still 5 siege tanks. That could be the best or the worst thing to happen. The planetary stands alone, but it doesn't stand for long. At the same time, the hatchery has been burnt to the ground. Both these players still with 7,500 minerals in the bank. These Hellions on the hunt. Who will come out on top? It's still a toss-up. The Swarm Hosts are starting to get the effectiveness, but he's lost a lot of them. He's down to 13, which is not an overwhelming amount. There's a single Thor at 120 HP. He remembers. The Thor remembers. The Thors that were. At one time, there were 14, 15, almost 20 Thors on the map. But he speaks for the Thors. Okay. There is no response to these 3 bruised Hellions. There are 2 Marines in production. Not sure about that. He could make Hellions and or Hellbats. But the Swarm hosts are looking for a strong angle. Do they know where to go? It looks like that the answer is yes. At the same time, the hatcheries... Oh, the Hellbats are morphed! Transformed! The Locusts come out. The final bastion of gas mining. 1 orbital. It's building an SCV. He didn't possibly have the time to cancel that SCV and lift the orbital. Unfortunately, one will go down. The other will react in time. The Hellbats are burning through the hatch. Still no response yet. It doesn't seem like anyone's going to call the fire department. Oh, too little and too late. The Broodlings come out. The Zerglings, not so great against Hellbats. The Roach will probably finish this all up, though. There you go. What? There's a base here. That's happening. This base has yet to land. +3, because now is definitely the time to get those upgrades for his 6 siege tanks, 1 Thor, and 8 Marines. Bases still scattered all over the map. The Locusts, oh, even only using half the Swarm host, but a beautiful counter lift out of CS. What a player. What a guy. Another, all the Locusts, oh, beautiful cancel. The reaction time is incredible.
Your
Thank you.
dedication will
Welcome
be
back.
rewarded.
That $25 sub as well.
3.
Give them Bugattis in the chat. The hero Thor. The granddaddy Thor. The TPM will raise. Not sure how good turrets are going to be against Locusts, but I mean, he's got the money. He's not building Hellions. No! The Thor is now gone. There's no one left to remember. What happened?
Your dedication will
Thank
be
you. Welcome
rewarded.
back.
I still enjoy it.
Oh my god. The turret ring continues to expand. The TPM. Is it gonna be enough though? Can it make the difference?
Your
Thank you.
dedication will be rewarded.
And, I mean, he can shoot the Locust down, but the Locust will hit the ground before they actually die to the turrets. Especially if the turrets aren't even done. That's also a concern. That one Locust gets shot down on its descent trajectory. But what is there here from CS? It does seem hallucinate with his 12 drones and his 1-ish mining base. Has he done it? Is that the ball game? It's 115 army supply to 38. 75 of that army supply is in the Swarm house. The turret ring is burning. There's nothing in production for either side. It's all about the Locust waves washing over the Terran. The SCVs, maybe not in the best spot here. They will fight, but those are +3 Carapace units. They will die. It seems like a slow and very, 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 very incredibly, mostly for me, but also for him, painful death out of CS here. He has enough money for 110 Hellions. He could build 100 and... I mean, he can't build them all at the same time, but there's enough money in the bank right now for CS to build 110 Hellions. He is not. Hallucinate is building 14 more Swarm Hosts. Another round of Locust comes out. They chase the SCV. They fly forward. The turret will take one out. Maybe not as cost effective. The tanks are here. The Marines decide to fight. And an orbital command is now on the chase as well. A lot of back and forth chases happening today. Jesus. Just CS, he's lost the will to live. He's always had the will to lift, but he's lost the will to live. And well, as I say it, the hairdryer comes out. More Swarm Hosts on the way as Hallucinate. Back up to 181 supply. He was down in supply. That's just mean. And the very first starport in this entire game is now being produced by CS. Unfortunately, it looks like it will also be killed in just a moment. He had a dream. And now he no longer really has the gas to go for air. He's making 2 depots. I'm not sure why he's making the depots. The world may never know. He's trying to hold, but he just can't. The Swarm Host, the Locust will swoop. The tanks, stagnated in their dreams, will try to run, but all but one will die. He will lift, but to where? There is no salvation. The refugee Terran, well, despite the fact they can fly, they cannot shoot up. Thanks, Blizzard. The Locust. Where do you go from here? He has 11,600 minerals. He has 4 factories chasing Swarm Hosts in the air. And he has mined out of the top right corner, which I don't know if I've ever seen before. He's making a tech... He has a dream. But Hallucinate builds a spire inspired by the factories lifting, realizes, you know, to end this game, I might actually need some air units, and pretty much incidentally countering anything that comes out of these starports. He's still giving it his best shot. But he ran out of ammo about 1 Thor push 20 minutes ago. Another one. There's still 2 orbitals. I don't know. Don't let your dreams be memes. As he will build a single Banshee. And a second Banshee. 10 mutas are on the way. Mutas oftentimes a solid counter to Banshee. He'll get Cloak. CS Citrones. Gonna fight till the bitter, very bitter, so bitter end. But the mutas come in. The Banshees, the 5 Banshee hit squad. Oh, no. After all of that. Why, though? The Banshees come in. A glimmer of hope. But he doesn't know how long and how far the light at the end of the tunnel is going to be. The orbital dies. There's 1-ish command centers remaining. technically, if the Banshees could kill every... Okay, no, there's no way the Banshees kill every single building. That's impossible. That's not going to happen. If the Banshees killed every single Zerg building, then... I mean... That's... No. 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 That's... I mean... The mutas are coming back. There is detection. There are overseers somewhere. There has to... If there were no overseers and he lost his hive... He has cloak! But there's an overseer... He loses 2 Banshees before the cloak. They're coming back. They have +3 Carapace. Remember, it takes forever to die. He targets the only Banshee that won't die. Well, when your upgrades are that good. It's not looking so good here for CS. He will build another command center and then tap out of the game with no GG. So, quite an exchange between these players. Quite a back and forth. 2 different philosophies there. Both of them finding what they think was working and sticking with it. But unfortunately, Hallucinate a little bit more grounded in reality, ironically enough, by building units and spending some of his money. Will be able to take the match. So,